That is crazy. Okay. Well, I would have liked doing that with a little bit of a nicer golf club. Yep, that's right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode, we're going to be making a Damascus steel golf putter. I can't wait to bring you along with the day because it's going to be a huge amount of fun making Damascus steel golf putter. For goodness sake, what a fun project this is going to be. I hope you enjoy.
Now, this is a project I am super excited to work on. Loads of people have requested this, and this is just going to be so much fun to make. You'll remember, now, we made some Damascus steel last week for Simple Little Life, and I still have the rest of the billet. Obviously, we had to cut some off that we sent to him. This is a Simple Little Life collaboration. Lots of fun. I'm excited to see the folding knife that he makes from there. I'm going to cut off a section of this, and we'll be using the same Damascus steel for this golf putter. I'm going to be taking a lot more material than I think I need, come into the bandsaw, turn it on, and gently feed it down. And now into the forge we go, but I'm going to try and bounce it off the striking anvil. What? No way!
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you now know the drill. We're at the Pilkington Power Hammer, and we're going to make this long, thin piece short and fat. This process in blacksmithing is called upsetting. It's a rather nerve-wracking process. It's rather upsetting because you can crack it and destroy days of work.
Oh boy, oh boy, is running a power hammer fun. So check that out. We've already got beautiful pattern coming in the steel. But we need to think a little more about the design here. So naturally, a putter has a little I mean, it depends. They come in all sorts of shapes and styles and shapes and sizes and styles and shapes. But what I want to do is I want to forge a little extrusion, a little protrusion, pardon me, that is going to come off the top side of this putter, and that typically has a little bit of a dog leg in it, and it sets the angle for the handle so that you can play a good game of golf, especially with this fine piece of Damascus. Now, to do that, out of this one piece of Damascus steel, we need to somehow isolate a lump of material. Now, what is my plan with this right now? It's as follows. I've softened the edges on this bottom swage, and we are gonna lay the billet on the top swage, offset just like this, and we're gonna give it a pretty good whack under the power hammer, and this means we will hopefully get a little bulge coming out to one side of the billet. And we'll be able to take that little bulge, take it, pinch it, draw it out, pull it out into that little extrusion, and then we can work on some of the rest of the stuff that this Damascus steel golf putter needs. And so into the fire we go with a backhand. I missed that one. Really struggling on this piece. It's very difficult. You see how it's bowed in? What I'm going to do is we're going to come to the swage block, and I'm just going to try and hammer out that bow so that I can get into the power hammer dies to draw out this extrusion into the stem of the golf club. Been really difficult getting in there. Hopefully that little bit of maybe an outwards bend will help me approach it and attack it, because we need to get right in there. And if the material either side bows in, we won't get there at all. That's what I've been fighting.
Making golf clubs is not the easiest thing in the world.
Although it's not the easiest thing in the world, I'm still having an absolute ball trying to work my way through the process and see how we can make it. But I am really struggling on this. Finding it really difficult to get that thing isolated. I made spurs several months, many months ago. Damascus steel spurs, Damascus steel one-piece spurs, two obviously apart from the little nubs there. And I remember I had to fight and work out the way that I was going to make the isolation for this extrusion here. And I remembered I used the vise. So what I've done is I've set the vise at the width that I want. I'm going to set the piece in it and hammer down, and that's going to create two little shoulders, just like I did here, to help me just isolate it and keep it away from the other stuff. Right, let's see how this goes. Oh, yes, that's way better. Oh, thank God I remembered this. Awesome. Check that out, that's a way neater isolation than I had before. I should now be able to run back to the power hammer and keep forging it down a little easier. Okay, so we got the basic shape roughed out. I touched it up on the grinder there where there are some cold shuts about to appear. And so thankfully, because right about now I need to think a little more about the design and making sure that this putter is just going to be fantastic to putt with, to play with, to win a game of golf with. In just the nick of time, guess what showed up? Indeed, a golf club. So naturally that means that we have a perfect little example piece to take some measurements off of and have a look at and see where we need to go with this beautiful billet of Damascus. I like the thickness where we are now. We do not have enough length, however, and of course we can draw out this little stem a little further. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the rear of the putter and I'm going to use this fuller. And we're going to use this fuller, work this material down ever so gently if we can, to start establishing a little bit of the hollow that goes on here. Of course, we'll be machining and grinding this all to final shape, but by reducing the material there, it means we can then push it all and getting a longer face of the putter. And so, of course, back into the forge we go. But we're running low on propane, so I might have to take a little break here in a second. We'll see. But I have just had an idea. Hey, Jamie.
Yo.
Have you ever swung a sledgehammer?
No.
Do you want to swing a sledgehammer?
I would love to swing a sledgehammer.
Woo, let's do it! Where's the biggest sledgehammer in the workshop? Here we go. So here we go, Jamie. We'll start you off nice and light with that little one there. You okay? I'm joking, I'm just kidding. Here we go. You can start off with that one. I am gonna need this. Jamie, are you ready for the 25-second sledgehammer swinging tutorial? So, left hand on the top of the sledge, left foot forward, right foot back, right hand on the bottom of the sledge. You know, I'd hold it roughly in the middle, left-handers. Neutral position right here at your sternum. Nice and easy, because here it's light, you don't have any weight, it's nice and tight in. There's no massive amount of leverage kind of, wrenching you forward. With every swing, give it a little pop from the toes, sledge comes straight up, maybe a little further back towards you, and then as you come down, you imagine there's a rope tied to your belt, and what that does is that shoots your hips back, you bend your knees, you crunch at the waist, and you bring the sledge down, making sure that the handle is striking parallel with the ground. Oh my goodness, I told you the wrong foot. Right foot forward. Jump it up, bring it down. So if you stand on that side,
This side.
we'll get straight to it.
Woo! Look at that, videographer Jamie. He's getting at it. That was almost a miss hit, but it's okay. Nobody got hurt. Woo! There we go. There we go, and just hit that. Beautiful, and another one. Give it nice hard. Outstanding.
This is good fun.
I know, right? It's my favorite thing in the world, swinging a sledge. Love it. Great, let's take another heat. Videographer Jamie's attacking it. He's an animal. Woo! I have not done any work like this in months. This is fun. A little lighter right now, please. Thank you. Beautiful. Love it. Woo! And now full power. Max power. Woo! Yeah! Is that looking like a golf putter or what? Check that out. Outstanding work, Jamie. Oh, yes.
Jamie killed it! And we're making a golf club! I have been giggling like a little girl over how awesome it is that I'm making a golf club. And I've made swords and battle axes and war hammers. And I don't think I've ever just been so... I mean, I'm always pretty thrilled about the projects that we make. But this is so much fun! It's a golf club. I don't know why that's so special. We're making a golf club and it's fun. I'm now gonna draw out that stem. We're gonna bring that down a little more. Ah, it's great! This is starting to look like a golf club! Woohoo! Okay, there's one problem though. I went a little bit overboard on how much I thinned that down. I tell you what though, I think we're gonna be A-okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lock that in the vise and I'm gonna heat that up with a torch and we're gonna hammer it down and we're gonna upset it and see if we can swell it out some. But it's not really worth worrying about that much because at the end of the day, I'll find a solution to it because this is a hell of a lot of fun and there is no point being too upset about that being too small. Because the great thing about blacksmithing, you see, is when you got problems, you fix them with hammers. So we're gonna put that back in the forge, and we're gonna give it some loving with the hand hammer. Okay, what am I gonna do? What is the plan, Alec? Little hammer in there. A 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 little hammer in there.
A little hammering there later.
I reckon that'll work.
We're just gonna true it up here on the power hammer.
And now just a little tweak with the old hand hammer. And of course, it's now going to go in the forge for the anneal. This will soften it and mean that as we come to machining and grinding, it'll just go like butter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed it. It's been a thrill and a pleasure to have you here. Remember, of course, we're going to be picking the winners for the August t-shirt competition in just the next couple of days. So if you have an August t-shirt and you want to enter, make sure you post a photo of yourself on Instagram. Hashtag Alec Steele. Put that in the description and we're going to be picking somebody and flying them out here to come hang out for a day or two. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to meet whoever wins. There have been some incredible entries. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode. Hit subscribe if you're new. Watch a couple more of my videos. And as I've been saying, I want to keep saying this more because I want to keep encouraging you to get out into your workshop, get out into your garage, get out into wherever it is that you make stuff, go build something and have a lot of fun doing it. Bye-bye.